It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and normally I would say, hey, hang on and listen to the podcast, but in this instance, I want to encourage you to check out the video shortcast on the Out and About with JamieGrout.com website and also on the YouTube channel, because this is about the quilt auction that's coming up on Friday night. If you're listening to this on Thursday, of course, it'll be tomorrow night. If you're listening to this on Friday, it'll be tonight. Doors open at DMACC at 6 o'clock. It's upstairs at DMACC, and the auction gets underway at 7 o'clock. This will be the fourth year that they've had me auction for this, and it's probably the second biggest fundraiser that the Salvation Army has. A lot of people have gone to a lot of work to make these beautiful quilts. There'll also be baskets that'll be up for auction too, and all kinds of tasty treats also. So check out the video. But we had a chance to talk to Captain Tim North of the Salvation Army about the quilt auction and all the services that the Salvation Army provides in this podcast. But also, again, don't forget to check out the video on the Out and About with Jamie Grout YouTube channel, and also on the video section of Out and About with Jamie Grout. Let's put in a plug for our sponsors, including Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. And this note came from the Arboretum in Newton. The Arboretum in Botanical Gardens is having their fall festival on Saturday starting at 10 o'clock. And they sent this note that said, here's the scene. It's Wednesday. You need to attach the leaf mulcher to the mower because you have people lined up to install shelving in the storage shed. You start the mower, drive it out of the garage, and notice it's going flat. Time to panic. Quick inspection shows air leaking from the bead. Who can fix it fast? Da-da-da-da! Ryan's Tire and Auto in Newton is the place. Ryan's is truly a community gem. They helped out their nonprofit organization in time of need, and they posted that on Ryan's Facebook page, and they say thank you very much. I know Ryan's Tire and Auto, a big community gem for sure. They helped out the Newton Arboretum, and they will help you out too. Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. Did you know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the folks at Newton Clinic, another fine sponsor of this podcast, want you to know. They say, don't wait to put your health first. Schedule your screening with Newton Clinic and take an important step towards a healthier future. Give them a call at 641-792-2112 to book your screening today. Breast cancer is the most common cancer found in women, regardless of race or ethnicity. Early detection saves lives. Schedule screening today at Newton Clinic. Another fine sponsor, Advantage Credit Union.
Feel a chill in the air? It's your scary credit card bill. The average household has over $6,000 in credit card debt. Advantage Credit Union helps you dig out with our Visa Classic credit card offer. Get 4.99% APR on purchases and balance transfers for the first 9 months. Then rates as low as 7.99% afterwards. Consolidate your credit cards into one easy, lower payment at ACU.
APR is annual percentage rate, subject to credit approval. Membership eligibility applies. Call 800-824-2575.
It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and I'm excited to be talking to my buddy, Captain Tim North of the Salvation Army. And once again, I was trying to remember, is it the third year or the fourth year you've asked me to be the auctioneer for the Salvation Army Quilt Auction?
Well, we've completed 3, so it should... Well, this will be, I think, number 4.
The fourth year.
Yeah, because this is starting into our 4th year. Yep. So.
All right. And this is coming up Friday night. If you're listening to us on Thursday, it's coming up tomorrow night. If you're listening to this on Friday, it is tonight. So we wanted to upload this right away and give it some publicity. It's quite a thing. And I would assume that other than the Red Kettle campaign, it's one of your biggest fundraisers.
It really is. And, it normally kicks everything off. They're running just a little bit earlier than last year, but really just trying to get it in because, well, who knows with the weather, it could get cold tomorrow or be 100 tomorrow, the way the weather's going. But, yeah, it is one of more of our larger fundraisers.
Yeah, and have any idea how many quilts will be up for auction?
Right now, I'm wanting to think there's about 32.
Mm-hmm.
They may surprise me because they've still been continuing to make them, so there might be a couple more that slide in.
And I want to encourage you to check out the video for this because Tim has gone to a lot of work to set up a TV screen for this, and we're going to do the video, and you can see the video on the YouTube channel and also on Out and About with Jamie Grout when you check on the videos, because there's lots of beautiful quilts, and a lot of people have gone to a lot of work, right, Tim?
Oh, absolutely. These ladies put a lot of love into them, is probably the best way to say it. I would probably end up with my fingers all punched full of holes if I would even try to do something like this. But these ladies absolutely do wonderful. They spend hours and hours upon it. And they, like I said, time, sweat, tears, everything that really goes into them.
They're really works of art. They really are.
Oh, they are. Absolutely. The exciting thing is these ladies actually donate majority of this material. So they take their time and they donate the materials. So this is huge.
Now, there are also baskets up for auction, too.
Yes.
But the majority of the money is made through the quilts.
Oh, absolutely. Because, some of these quilts are just gorgeous. I mean, you go try to buy a quilt that's handmade like this anywhere else, you're talking $300, $400, $500 for a good quilt.
And you usually have some treats there, too, for people to consume.
There might be one or two of those. As long as we keep maybe me away from them, we'll be fine.
Well, and me also.
Oh, okay.
Because they're all very, very delicious.
Yes.
And we want to raise a lot of money for the Salvation Army here. And we don't want to spend too much time on the audio because we want to get to the video. And again, usually our audio portion goes way longer than the video. But this time, we'll maybe spend a little more time on the video because we want you to see the beautiful quilts. And again, we want to encourage you to see the video for this. But tell us about the services that the Salvation Army provides. And these services would not be available, Tim, if it weren't for the generosity of people who help out in the Red Kettle campaign and the people who support the Salvation Army through the Quilt Auction.
Right. If you're really the Army here, we do a lot of rent and utilities. We also have been working, of course, one of our biggest things is our food pantry. Food pantry is huge. We do anywhere between 200 to 300 families a month. And I say that because it depends upon, the month, and how families are, if they can afford it or not. Or the other is besides rent, utilities, the other thing, we do a program called Pathway of Hope, which ultimately is walking alongside somebody, helping them get along and get to that point where maybe they don't need our assistance anymore, which is absolutely great because then they feel better, we feel better, and it's a win-win situation in the long run.
Do you show them how to live then that way?
Yep, some of it what we're working at, and this is kind of a little bit newer, and we're pushing a little bit more because we've had some changes, but we will walk alongside them, show them if they need budgeting, if they need to how to do a resume, how to do that type of thing. We'll either plug them in with a resource that absolutely knows how to do it, or we'll work with them side by side, step by step to get them where they need to be.
Now, how do people qualify to be able to get food from the food pantry?
Come through the door. And I say that kind of jokingly, but we won't turn away anybody. We do ask. The only thing we will ask is for some paperwork because, of course, some of that paperwork helps with funding and being able to track that. We do need that. The other is they'll need to come in, fill out the paperwork, and then we'll set up an appointment. The best part is then in turn we ask you what you're wanting. And I love that they've established that was done before I got here. But then if you don't like peas, we won't give you peas, Right. We'll try to get you the stuff that you need. So,
but all we are saying is give peas a chance.
Right, exactly. But
had to steal a line from John Lennon there.
Yeah, exactly. But most of the time, there's no specific income guideline, anything like that. Because everybody runs into a problem at some point.
Now, the last time we did a podcast on the food pantry, Tim, the need was great. Is it still great?
It is. It's still growing. We're at a point where we're seeing more and more new families every month.
Why do you think that is?
Well, our economy isn't as great as we're wanting it to be, but I think some of it's that
Recession?
recession. Absolutely. I mean, and I'm afraid with everything that's going on right now, we're gonna probably need to brace for even more.
Okay. Tell us about the clothing closet, too, you have right next door.
Oh, the thrift store?
The thrift store, yeah. Mhm.
Well,
I shouldn't say that because you have more than clothes there, too.
oh yeah. Well, thrift store is another option. That is another one of the ways we do end up raising money to help people with the rent, utilities, food. I think we even do water, and there's a bunch of other things. We'll see if we do it.
Sure.
But what it does is, we actually there's a bunch of clothes. There's, as a matter of fact, sometimes furniture, and actually at pretty reasonable prices. And actually, the other thing, what we can do is somebody comes in, let's say they're applying for a job or just started work, needing clothing. Guess what? I have this great resource right next to me that we can actually send them over to our thrift store to get clothing, so that they can be ready for their work or go out for interviews, those type things, kids going back to school, those type. So it does serve several purposes. So it's not just a moneymaker to help others in the community. We can use it to give other stuff out, such as clothing and stuff that people need to get work or get on the job and get moving.
Well, we have a couple minutes left, and then we'll wrap up talking about the quilt auction again. Yep. But tell us about disaster services also, because you've recently been promoted as a
I don't know if it's a promotion. No.
Okay. Well, it's kind of an administrative post as
Yeah.
far as disaster services
Yeah.
in the Midwest are concerned, and you provide a lot of those.
Right. What I've kind of been tasked to do is I handle the emotional and spiritual care. We've really been fine-tuning our disasters to make sure that we have somebody on our teams, like on our canteens when they're out serving food and stuff, and disasters such in our area it'd be more like hurricanes, fires, floods, those type things. That we have somebody that's available that can help somebody that is dealing with the stress of that disaster, can walk them through some of that stuff. So we're working at, and we're really moving forward at, and this is the part I've been tasked is to make sure that we're getting those people so that when we go out on disasters, we're able to do that. We work a lot with first responders, making sure they're fed and hydrated, and so there's a lot that happens with disasters. Clothing's given out, all that type of stuff. It really depends upon the disaster, what's needed.
Yeah, and really, as a member of the media, you don't always hear about the Salvation Army at the disasters.
No.
And, we love the Red Cross. They do a fantastic job. They really do. But a lot of times, Salvation Army first on the scene.
Yep.
And they were there down in Texas when that big disaster hit with the floods and whatnot. And they're all over the place. I can remember many years ago where there is a Best Western Hotel in downtown Newton now. At one time, there was a lumber yard that was there. I remember because it was not far from my dad's office. And the Salvation Army Citadel actually was in that area too. And there was a huge, huge fire. It was a gigantic fire. And boy, I tell you, it wasn't any more than about 10 or 15 minutes later that the Salvation Army was right across the street setting up donuts and coffee and whatever for the firefighters and people who were on the scene. And they're always there just right away taking care of that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. It's just what we do. And I think that's probably why we just come in, we do the job, and we leave. But, for me, the exciting part is besides, of course, my first is always going to be Newton and Jasper County. That's my first priority. But with having the task of adding that on, because disasters don't happen all the time. So
other than when I'm on the radio.
Well, that might be a whole other thing, but no, I just it was kind of an honor to take that
Sure.
on. It's a
Well,
big,
well deserved. You've been
Yeah.
with you and Peggy have been with the Army for a long time.
yeah. Well, yeah. We won't go into how many years
Yeah,
yet.
quite a few years.
Yep.
But anyway, we want to wrap this up real quick because we want to get to the
Oh,
video.
yeah, absolutely.
And so tell us Friday night, when, where, what time for the quilt auction.
It is at DMACC on the second level. Come on up, have a cup of coffee, have those snacks so that we don't eat them as much.
Take them away from us.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
The doors will open about 6. Auction begins at 7. And there'll be some silent auction things that you can go around and look at. Matter of fact, I think there's a quilt that's going on for silent auction as opposed to the regular. But then there's all kinds of baskets. Matter of fact, if you like coffee, there is a basket there for you.
Well, that's good because coffee prices are going up.
Yeah, exactly.
They are.
Exactly. So I've seen some of them. Some of them are absolutely gorgeous. There's stuff ready for Christmas. I mean, look at these quilts. These quilts are going to be fantastic.
Okay. Friday night at DMACC. Come on out for the quilt auction and the baskets and the treats and the good times. We'll have a lot of fun. I'll be auctioneering. It's always a good time, and I'm honored, by the way, Tim, that you guys have invited me out. And because I've been auctioneering, Mercy One had an auction earlier this year, and they invited me to be an auctioneer for that. So,
well, you're getting to be the famous guy.
I guess so. I don't know. The reputation's getting out there. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to encourage you to, if you're listening to this audio, to go to the YouTube channel for Out and About with Jamie Grout. Check out the beautiful quilts, or you can find the video on outandaboutwithjamiegrout.com. Check them out. Come to DMACC. I implore you to come out to DMACC Friday night and bid on these and help out the Salvation Army, help out with the thrift store and the food pantry. And I always defer back to the Bible. I'm not going to preach at you here today, but Jesus said, if you have clothed the naked, you have clothed me. If you've fed the hungry, you have fed me. So always remember those words, and that's part of the mission of the Salvation Army.
Absolutely.
So check out the video, check out the quilts, and come to the auction Friday night. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Yep, thank you.
This podcast also sponsored by Jersey Freeze in Monroe. Check out the Van and Bonbon Freezer. Lynette Baker, Halo Branded Solutions. If you need advertising, put on bags, caps, pens, pencils, whatever the case might be, hey, contact Lynette Baker, Halo Branded Solutions. You can find her on the sponsors page of outandaboutwithjamiegrout.com. Westside Java Coffee Bar. Use their convenient drive up in the alley on the west side of downtown Newton. And also Made Right Sandwich Shop. Oh, more than just sandwiches. They serve breakfast 7 days a week at the Made Right in downtown Newton. Until next time, out is out. See ya.